When we open up our Bibles to Matthew chapter 8, verse 8, it reads there, "The centurion answered and said, Lord, I'm not worthy that you should come under my roof, but only speak a word, and my servant will be healed." Now look at the centurion, an unbeliever, someone who's not from the Jewish lineage, someone who's not an Israelite, an unbeliever, a Gentile, making such a bold declaration, saying, "Speak a word and my servant will be healed." The word speak comes from that word ipo, which means to speak or command or grant it or tell. That means what the centurion is saying, Jesus, you command it and I know it will happen. In another meaning, it means, Jesus, you grant it. That means if you would only permit it, you permit it and it will happen. That word tell, when the centurion is saying, Jesus, you tell it and it will be done. Come on, isn't that amazing? A Gentile recognizing the authority of Jesus, that Jesus' command is enough, that if Jesus permits it, it will happen. If Jesus only speaks it and things will shift, come on. If a Gentile can speak such faith, how much more should you and I? I want to encourage you today as you begin this day, and not just today, for the rest of your life. Understand the authority that Jesus carries. Know what He can do in your life. And not just there, know the authority that He has given you. That just as Jesus, when He spoke, things happen. The same way when we speak, when we who are connected to God speak, things will happen. But for those who are going through a crisis, for those who are going through a storm, just as the centurion who cried out to Jesus for his servant who was not well, the same way maybe you are going through your own crisis, know the authority of Jesus. The centurion knew what Jesus could do. All that he said was, you commanded, Jesus, you permitted, Jesus, you granted, Jesus, and it will happen. Come on, I want to tell you, you know what happened to the centurion's servant? That servant was healed instantly by the faith of that centurion. Just that confession that he made. I want to encourage you, when you and I have that kind of confidence in Jesus, come on, if this Gentile could do it, how much more should you and I? If this person who was not connected to the living God could do it, how much more you and I who are connected to God Almighty, the creator of heaven and earth, who's our Father, how much more should you and I walk with confidence, knowing that no matter what crisis I'm going through, no matter what situation I'm going through, I will come out of it. Why? Because when my God speaks a word over it, things happen. Just as at the time of creation, God spoke and things happened. That confidence that we need to have in our God, the authority that our God has, that when He speaks, things will happen. And that's why when you go to pray, don't go to pray pleading or begging Jesus. Know what He can do. Know His authority. Know the position you have in Him. And with confidence, just tell Him, God, I know you can do it. Speak your word over my circumstance. Speak your word over my job. Speak your word over my family, over my marriage. Speak your word over my finances. And I know it will change. Come on, let's go to God with confidence, knowing that He has the authority. God bless you.